So here we are at TryHackMe's Introduction to Cybersecurity, Careers in Cyber. So we're going to learn about the different careers in cybersecurity. All right, so let's, what? To access materials, start streams, and start machines, and join the room. All right, let's join the room. There we go. Awesome. All right, so let's start with the introduction. Cybersecurity careers are becoming more in demand and offer high salaries. Let's go look at this. I already looked at it, and I can tell you right now, this might be a little bit outdated, I should say. All right, so let's look for the number, where you at? Okay, ethical hacker, 45,000 pounds per year. Now, if you're like me and you don't know what a pound is to dollars, we can say pounds $2. Boom. And then we can come over here to pound sterling, put $45,000, and that's enough to get you 3 roommates and a dog. That's in 2025. I don't know how old this is. Web developer, chief information security officer. That's going to be a while before we get there. And then, oh, no wonder this was written in the COVID era. Did you get your shot? Anyway. So yeah, this is probably very outdated information. Who knows? Anyway, we didn't come here for the money. All right, so blah, blah, blah. So there are many different jobs within the security industry, from offensive pen testing, which is hacking machines and reporting on vulnerabilities, to defensive security, which is defending against and investigating cyber attacks, right? So why get a career in cyber? High pay? Not true. Exciting? Doubt it. And be in demand? Is that true in 2025? I don't know. Why keep studying it? Because I think it's good for us to know how to do this stuff, right? This room helps us break into cybersecurity by providing information about various cybersecurity roles. It also links to different learning paths that we can use to start building our cyber skills. All right. So let's start exploring the different roles in cybersecurity. Submit it. Oh, look, we got it. Awesome. All right, so let's go to the next one. Security analyst, all right? So this person is responsible for maintaining the security of an organization's data, right? So security analysts are integral to constructing security measures across organizations to protect the company from attacks. Analysts explore and evaluate company networks to uncover actionable data and recommendations for engineers to develop preventative measures, believe it or not. This role requires working with various stakeholders to gain an understanding of security requirements and the security landscape. So this person's basically the front, the face, I guess, of the company, talking to and getting to know, talking to the people that run the show over at the company and whatnot. Right? Responsibilities: working with various stakeholders to analyze the cybersecurity throughout the company. Okay. Compiling ongoing reports about the safety of networks, documenting security issues and measures taken in response. Okay. Also developing security plans, incorporating research on new attack tools and trends, and measuring the needs across teams to maintain data security. Makes sense. All right. So we got some learning paths right here. We don't really need to go into this. There's going to be pre-security. That's what we're going to do after this one. Cybersecurity 101. We'll probably go over there. And SOC level 1. We'll probably do that too as well. And then here's some career guides, which I don't know. I don't really care about that stuff. So let's just complete it and go to the next one. Come on now. There we go. Security engineer. All right. This guy's looking like a pro. This guy designs, monitors, and maintains security controls, networks, and systems to help prevent cyber attacks. Gotcha. So security engineers develop and implement security solutions using threats and vulnerability data, often sourced from members of the security workforce. I don't really know what that means. I guess getting stuff from like the red teamers and all the penetration testers, stuff like that. I guess that's what that means. Security engineers work across circumventing a breadth of attacks, including web application attacks, network threats, and evolving trends and tactics. When I see this, basically what I'm reading is these guys will never be on the same page as the elite hackers, and they will always be one step behind the biggest boys in the criminal world, or the not just criminal, but the military world as well. Just remember those guys are hacking too. The ultimate goal is to retain and adopt security measures to mitigate the risk of attack and data loss. True. So we got some responsibilities: testing and screening security measures across software. Monitor networks and reports to update systems and mitigate vulnerabilities. Makes sense. Identifying and implementing systems needed for optimal security. Also true. And we got some learning paths: SOC level 1, junior penetration tester, offensive pen testing. Okay. And then some career guides. We can go through that later, but not today. All right, looks good. Let's go to the next one: incident responder. All right, so we got the shield hero over here with some off-brand Air Force Ones and some overalls on. Gotcha. All right. This guy identifies and mitigates attacks whilst an attacker operate. Oh my God, I can't read it in English. I mean, English, not American English. Let's do it in American. This guy identifies and mitigates attacks while an attacker's operations are still unfolding. Attackers. Let's put an apostrophe there. Incident responders respond productively and efficiently to security breaches. Responsibilities include creating plans, policies, and protocols for organizations to enact during and following incidents. This is often a highly pressurized position with assessments and responses, my goodness, required in real time as attacks are unfolding, right? So this guy is pretty much the boots on the ground during an attack is what I'm getting out of this. So incident response metrics include MTDD, MTTA, and MTTR, which is the mean time to detect, acknowledge, and recover. So mean time to detect, mean time to attack, mean time to recover, all right, from attacks. The aim is to achieve a swift and effective response, retain financial standing, and avoid negative breach implications, all right? Ultimately, incident responders protect the company's data, reputation, and financial standing from cyber attacks. Gotcha. All right, so this guy's responsibilities are going to be to develop and adopt a thorough, actionable incident plan response plan. Also, maintaining strong security best practices and supporting incident response measures, all right? And then post-incident reporting and preparation for future attacks, considering learnings and adaptations to take from incidents. Okay. Learning paths, we can go to SOC level 1 about this one. So, it is what it is. I don't really think that's the coolest job, but maybe you do. Not me, though. Let's go to the next one. So digital forensics examiner, responsible for using digital forensics to investigate incidents and crimes, right? If we like to play detective, this might be the perfect job. Okay. If we are working as part of a law enforcement department, we would be focusing on collecting and analyzing evidence to help solve crimes, charging the guilty and exonerating the innocent. Are they framing innocent people? Whatever. On the other hand, if our work falls under defending a company's network, we're going to be using our forensic skills to analyze incidents such as policy violations. So if that engineer guy was behind the hacker's one step, I'm sure this person's like at least 50 steps behind the elite hackers. There's no way this person could have any idea what the newest and freshest moves are. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how cops are. They don't know how to detect the newest and freshest anything. So let's go. Responsibilities: collecting digital evidence while observing legal procedures. Analyze digital evidence, to find answers related to the case. Okay. And then documenting our findings and reporting on the case. Makes sense. And there's that. Let's complete it and go to the next one. So Malware Analyst. So this guy here analyzes all types of malware to learn more about how they work and what they do. All right. So a malware analyst involves analyzing suspicious programs, discovering what they do, and writing reports about their findings. A malware analyst is sometimes called a reverse engineer, as their core task revolves around converting compiled programs from machine language, to readable code, usually in a low-level language. This work requires the malware analyst to have a strong programming background, which we're getting there, especially in low-level languages such as assembly language and C language. We got to get both of these in our tool belt at some point. The ultimate goal is to learn about all the activities that a malicious program carries out, find out how to detect it, and report it. So this person's responsibilities are going to be to carry out static analysis of malicious programs, which entails reverse engineering, also conducting dynamic analysis of malware samples by observing their activities, in a controlled environment, and then also documenting and reporting all the findings. True. All right, let's go to the next one, which is going to be the penetration tester. Looks like we got a JoJo here with some off-brand Air Force One, some sweatpants, and a funky British-looking T-shirt. All right, and he must be getting paid though. You don't get that chunky from skipping meals. All right, this guy's responsible for testing technology products for security loopholes. We may see penetration testing referred to as pen testing and ethical hacking. A penetration tester's job role is to test the security of the systems and software within a company. This is achieved through attempts to uncover flaws and vulnerabilities through systemized hacking. All right, makes sense. Penetration testers, this sounds like a pretty interesting job, actually. Penetration testers exploit these vulnerabilities to evaluate the risk in each instance. The company can then take these insights to rectify issues to prevent a real-world cyber attack. Makes sense. Responsibilities are going to be to conduct tests on computer systems, networks, and web-based applications, perform security assessments, audits, and analyze policies. Also evaluate and report on insights, recommending actions for attack prevention. We've got learning paths. They're going to be junior penetration tester and also offensive pen testing. We've got some career guides right here. There's a lot of stuff here because it's probably pretty popular. All right, let's go to the next one. Red teamer. We got the mad scientist over here. This guy plays the role of an adversary, attacking an organization and providing feedback from an enemy's perspective. Very interesting stuff, actually. I think this guy or red teamer is probably the coolest jobs, and that's why they saved these ones for the last ones on this list. All right, so this guy these guys share similarities to the pen testers with a more targeted job role. Pen testers look to uncover many vulnerabilities across systems to keep cyber defense in good standing, while red teamers are enacted to test the company's detection and response capabilities. Okay, so this guy's trying to go under the radar, get deep in there, right? So he uses whatever the pen tester says is a good way to get in, and then stays in. Basically, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm reading. So this job role requires intimate cyber criminals. Whoa. This job role requires imitating cyber criminals' actions, emulating malicious attacks, retaining access, and avoiding detection. Red team assessment can run for up to a month, typically by a team external to the company. Okay. Well, so typically, basically, just go hire a hacking, an actual hacking group, right? I don't know. Anyway, they're often best suited to organizations. They're often best suited to organizations with mature security programs in place. So you don't get these guys to go after your local deli's website. That's not a good idea. You want to go after these. You want these guys to come help you out if you got a place as big as, I don't know, Target, Amazon, Walmart, something like that. Anyway, responsibilities: emulate the role of a threat actor to uncover exploitable vulnerabilities, maintain access, and avoid detection. All right. Assess organization security controls, threat intelligence, and incident response procedures. Okay. Also, they're going to evaluate and report on insights with actionable data for companies to avoid real-world instances. We got some learning paths: junior penetration tester, offensive pen testing, and also red teamer. And we're going to go through all those for sure. Relevant career guides, red teaming, job roles, salaries, and opportunities. Okay, so let's go to the next one. All right, so here's the quiz. So this room has provided us with a general overview of the different careers in cybersecurity. We're not going to forget that we can leverage online training to land our dream job. What is this? A blog post. All right. In cybersecurity. To find out which cybersecurity role suits us best, we're going to try their fun quiz, which we can access by clicking the view site button to the right. Let's do it. All right. Pardon me. To TryHackMe, we're going to learn about the different cybersecurity career roles. If I was stranded on an island, the first thing I would do is try to build a raft home, scope the landscape for potential threats, gather food, and plan the next steps. Find a way to send an SOS, build shelter to prevent potential attacks. What, for the rain? Anyway, it's build shelter. I've seen enough how to survive. That's the first thing I would do. And that's why I don't think this is going to be accurate. In my spare time, I like to tinker with new technology and understand how it works. Watch crime-solving TV shows. Keep busy by learning something new? Probably. Find geocaches in my neighborhood? No. Keep and maintain my home through DIY projects? Also no. Learning something new, that's what I usually do. If I could buy a fictional celebrity dinner, it would be Tony Stark? No. Sherlock Holmes? No. Yoda? No. Bruce Wayne? Yes. Walter White? No, he's a drug dealer. Bruce Wayne, of course. I want to get a fat loan and some opportunities, right? He's the one to ask. My favorite game is Battleship, Cluedo, never heard of it. Chess, hide and seek, Risk. I'd say hide and seek because boring, don't know what that is, boring. And I played this when I was a young boy. Let's do that. I'm best described as curious, strategic, calm, under pressure, mischievous, practical. Let's say strategical. My favorite movie is Back to the Future, Matrix, Terminator, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park. Terminator was definitely the best movie out of all of these. This one got real lame real fast with the sequels. Terminator, of course. And I don't believe that. There we go. Pen tester. Nah, red teamer. These two, I'm saying yes. And I'm not trusting this thing because I'm not the overalls with the off-brand sneakers and the shield hero. That's not me. I'm this guy. So there we go. Anyway, so there's that. Let's complete it. Boom. Woo! Congratulations on completing careers in cyber. Pardon me. I don't need to read that twice. All right, let's go to the next one. So now we're going to demonstrate our expertise instead. No. Let's go to the next one. All right, continue our learning. So we are currently rolled in the pre-security learning path. Okay, so what is networking? That's where we're at. So let's go here. All right. So now we're on to what is networking, and we'll see you next time.